Alright guys, so the picture you just saw there at the end of that very short introduction is a picture of a bay in the Caribbean. Looks fantastic, right? Nice palm trees, coconut trees, the glistening water, fine white sand. That's the background I come from, and most of the people, like me, in the Caribbean, we don't get stressed very easily. I wonder why. Uh, Despite this, I do still obviously have a pet peeve, and it's people, like you saw in the caption, people that don't use language properly. I usually get irritated in the spelling because that's when you can physically see it. So people that, write on Facebook, "Oh my god, you're fantastic," and they spell it Y-O-U-R. Usually I'd like to add a comment to the end of whatever that person just wrote and said, and say, yeah, you can finish the sentence. Like you can say, "Your fantastic fridge froze my food." That's an alliteration for those of you who don't know. Anyhow, I have no idea why it bugs me, but it does. So, as to how this relates to international law, well, let's see. Now, you're probably thinking that, okay, it could happen once or twice, it probably isn't that common. The English language is fairly easy to speak, especially if it's your only language that you speak, and that's the case for, most people here in this class, and most of the people making the mistakes, actually. But no, you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. This is quite an epidemic. Take a look.
I got your hey, oh. Listen what I say, oh. The more I see, the less I know, the more I like to let it go. Hey, oh. Whoa.
Now, the last slide that you saw there, the United Nations actually takes that to heart fairly seriously, because in each of their intergovernmental meetings and in any document that they draft, basically 5 languages are used, and those are English, French, Spanish, Russian, and Chinese. And this is obviously because everybody can't listen to only one language, and mistakes are going to be made due to the nuances between the languages. So those 5 were chosen as grounding points for everyone in the UN. Now, I understand that English is not everyone's first language, but please, if it is, use it correctly so you don't end up looking like this person.